So this is how to use the Silhouette Infusion set. So for this part you will need your vial of insulin that you've already pre-filled, your reservoir of insulin, sorry, that you've pre-filled, your pump, a Silhouette Infusion set, and a Silserter. So the first part is to get the Silhouette out of its packaging, and you'll see on the back that there is a little tab that says to pull up there. So you just grab that and take off the packaging. And inside you'll see the three parts. The actual Silhouette itself, which we're going to put in last, so that can just go down for the time being. And then the tubing. And then there's also a safety cap, which we'll discuss at the end also. So the first part is the safety tabs that are on here on the tubing, just to pull them off and then unravel the tubing. What we need to do now, this is the P cap in this hand, is to put the reservoir into the P cap so it's locked in. So that's done by, you put the reservoir against the P cap and you'll feel a bit of resistance, and you just need a quarter turn and it fits in, and then once it's gone in you need a further quarter turn and hear it click. So here we go, it just clicked in there. So now that's locked in place. Next part is to get the pump ready for the reservoir. So the first part you can do, you press the down arrow to get the light on, then press the Act button into the main menu, and then go down to reservoir and set. Press Act, and then from there you want reservoir setup. So on reservoir setup, press Act, and it says disconnect tubing from the body, remove reservoir from the pump, then press Act to rewind. So if you were already connected to the pump, this is the point where you would take the infusion set out, take the reservoir out, and then once you've done that, press Act. And at this point the piston is going all the way back now, so you're ready for the new cartridge. And then once it's fully rewound, it says place and lock the reservoir into the pump. So at this point you get the reservoir and you'll see it just goes in there, and then once it's in you just turn it until it's locked in, and you'll feel it click, and you'll know if it's in place. You can see the reservoir there is parallel with the battery caps, and you'll know that you'll feel that it's locked in place. So that's locked in place there. And then if the screen goes off at any time, if you just press Act, it then says rewind complete, place and lock the reservoir in the pump, which we've done, then press Act. It then says are you disconnected? So at this point, if you haven't taken the old infusion set out at this point, you must do this before this part. So we're not connected, so we're down to yes. Then it says fill tubing, hold the Act button to fill tubing. Well, just at this point you'll see at the end of your tubing is the connection port, and you'll see that it's got a guard over it. So to get the guard off, on the part where the wire is connected to, you'll feel that there's two rough or serrated parts, if you just squeeze those in, and then the safety part just pull off there, it should leave you with the connection port. So once there, what we need to do now is keep the finger on the act button until we see drops coming out of the end of this tubing. So what you need to do is actually keep your finger on it, and you'll hear a lot of beeps when you do that. So I'm going to keep my finger on it now until I see insulin come out of there. So the piston is now moving up to meet the reservoir, and when it does you'll hear the beeps change, and that's when it starts to push insulin out now. And wait to see drops. So the drops coming out there, always good to let a few come out to make sure any air bubbles have gone. So that's definitely insulin coming through. And it says on your pump, fill tubing, hold act, which you've done, check for drops, press escape if done. So not act this time, but escape. Then it says, do you see drops at the end of the tubing? So we saw them, so down to yes. It now says fill cannula, connect the set to the body. So at this point is when we're going to connect the Silhouette to the body, and then we will attach the connection port after that. So you can put the pump down for a second. So this is the part where you will need the Silhouette and the Silhouette. So you'll see that the Silhouette here at the front has almost like a crocodile thing, a crocodile port that needs to be opened. So if you can see my thumb here, as you push down, the mouth of the crocodile opens, and when you take the thumb off, it closes. So push it down to open, and then when you let go, it closes. So if you open the crocodile's mouth, and then what you'll see on the Silhouette is a dark coloured end part that needs to go into the mouth of the crocodile. So you'll see there it goes in, and once in, if you let go of the crocodile, it then locks it into place. And once you've got to there, what you can do is on the top of the crocodile's nose is pull the thumb all the way back until you hear it click. So that is now loaded. At this point on the back you'll see there is a white button, and there is a locked position and an open position, and what we need to do is take it into the locked position. So that now is locked. So you can't press the button, the device, by accident. So once that's locked, what we need to do then is, if you just put your finger on the top of where the first part of the adhesive is and just pull it back, you will see that over the needle there is a blue guard, and that blue guard needs taking off. So you just take it on the top of the guard, your fingers, and just take it off gently. Okay, so then now is the part to insert it into the body. So as you can see that the Silhouette has two feet, and those are the parts that are going to rest on your stomach, and those need to go flat on your stomach. So this example here, you need to make sure you're at least a good 2 inches away from your belly button. You can see that the feet now are just resting on my belly, and what you can do then is just turn the white mechanism at the back so it's unlocked, and then once unlocked, what you just need to do is with your feet pressed down there, is just push the white button in. And that releases it. And then at this point, it's important to open the crocodile's mouth again. So push down, which releases the silhouette, hold it in place, and just take off the sil serter. Okay, so once in place now, we need to get the sticky adhesive part. So if you fold that back, you'll see there are 2 tabs that you just peel and then put that adhesive down. And then hold that there, and on the back you'll also see a tab there. So if you just take that off, it can be a bit tricky. And that sticks down there. And the final part is to take out the needle, so you'll feel on the darker part there's bits to squeeze in and then take out completely at 45 degrees and just pat down the adhesive part there. So that's all in place. So once that's all done, and the final part is, you'll now see that the connection actually fits onto where the silhouette has gone in. So you'll be able to just clip it in, and you'll hear it click. And then once it's into place, the final part to do is to fill the cannula. So you've now taken the needle out, so the needle's no longer inside you. What is left is just a plastic cannula that needs filling with insulin. And for the silhouette, so you press ACT to fill that cannula, and the amount for the silhouette, the cannula fill, is 0.7 units. So if you press ACT on 0.7, you'll see that now starts to go up and fill up to 0.7, and that will mean then that the cannula is filled, and then from that point forward the basal rate will start to drip in. So it's just going all the way up to 7. And that's now complete. So that is how to put in the Silhouette Infusion set. And if you want to, when you go for a shower, to take it out, you will be able to feel, again, on the connection port there are 2 rough parts. If you just put your fingers on the adhesive part, squeeze in the 2 sort of rough serrated sides and lift off, and this is where the safety cap that you might put this on if you're going swimming or if you're going into the shower, just to make sure it stays watertight. So you can see that that just clips in while you had a shower or you went in the swimming baths. And then to reconnect, just again squeeze in at the sides and then put the pump connection back in. Okay.